Have you ever wondered how one little piece of plastic can wreck your finances? Let's talk about the biggest credit card mistakes people make, starting with Alex's story. Meet Alex, a hardworking guy who thought getting his first credit card was a ticket to adulthood and freedom. The day he got his first credit card, he felt like he had finally made it. It was a shiny piece of plastic that promised freedom. He thought it was a tool for adults, a sign that he was responsible. The bank told him it was for emergencies, but pretty soon, a new video game felt like an emergency. Then a fancy dinner out with friends felt like an emergency. You see where this is going, don't you? It's a tale I've heard thousands of times on my show, and it never ends well. Alex started small. A coffee here, a new pair of shoes there. He told himself he would pay it all off at the end of the month. But when the first bill came, he saw the minimum payment amount. It was so small, so manageable. He thought, I can pay just this little bit and keep the rest of my money for other things. This was his first big mistake, folks. That small minimum payment was the hook. It was the trap that the credit card companies set, and Alex walked right into it with a smile on his face, thinking he was being smart with his money. Before he knew it, one credit card turned into 3. Each one offered a new introductory rate or a bigger credit limit. Alex felt rich. He wasn't living on his income anymore. He was living on the bank's money. All right, let's talk about the biggest myth in the credit card universe, the minimum payment. The credit card company sends you a bill, and right there, in big friendly letters, is the minimum payment. It looks like a helping hand, doesn't it? It feels like the company is saying, hey, times are tough, just pay this small amount, and we're good. Folks, that is not a helping hand. It is a trap. It is the single most effective tool the banks use to keep you in debt for years, even decades. They have mathematician psychologists who have designed that bill to make you feel comfortable paying them interest forever. So why do people do it? It's simple. Paying just the minimum frees up your cash for other things in the short term. You can still go out to eat, buy that thing you want, and feel like you're keeping up. It's the path of least resistance. It feels easy. But what you're really doing is giving the bank permission to charge you a massive amount of interest on the rest of the balance. Let's look at an example. Say you have a $5,000 balance on a credit card with an 18% interest rate. If you only ever pay that minimum amount, do you know how long it will take you to pay off that debt? It would take you over 30 years. And even worse, you would end up paying more than $8,000 in interest on top of the original $5,000 you borrowed. You would pay the bank almost triple what you originally spent. That is how they get rich. The second mistake that will absolutely crush your financial progress is making late payments. This one seems obvious, right? Don't pay your bills late. But you would be shocked at how many people let this happen month after month. A late payment isn't just a simple slip-up. It's a signal to the credit card company that you're having trouble. And believe me, they know exactly how to penalize you for it. It's another way for them to make more money off of your struggle. They are not your friend. They are a business, and their business is to profit from your debt. People make late payments for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes it's just plain forgetfulness. Life gets busy. The bill gets lost in a pile of mail, and before you know it, the due date has passed. Other times, it's because there just isn't enough money. When you're living paycheck to paycheck and an unexpected car repair comes up, the credit card bill might be the thing that gets pushed to the back burner. You think you'll catch up next month, but that's a dangerous game. The credit card company has a system in place to make sure you pay a heavy price for being even one day late. The consequences are immediate and painful. First, you get hit with a late fee, which can be anywhere from $25 to $40. That's just free money you're handing over to the bank for nothing. But it gets worse. A single late payment can trigger a penalty APR. That's when the credit card company jacks up your interest rate to an astronomical level, sometimes as high as 29.99%. A late payment also gets reported to the credit bureaus, which damages your credit score, making it harder and more expensive to get loans in the future. Let's talk about that credit limit. The bank sends you a letter saying, congratulations, we've increased your credit limit to $10,000. You feel important. You feel trusted. You feel rich. But that credit limit is not a measure of your wealth. It's a measure of the risk the bank is willing to take on you. It's a shovel they are handing you, hoping you'll use it to dig a deep hole of debt. Maxing out your credit cards or even getting close to the limit is a giant red flag that you are living far beyond your means. It's a sign of financial distress. Why does this happen? It often starts slowly and then snowballs. Maybe you put a big purchase on the card like a new couch or a vacation, promising yourself you'll pay it off quickly, but then other expenses pop up and you never quite catch up. For others, maxed out cards are a result of a job loss or a medical emergency. They use the credit to survive, and the balance quickly balloons until there's no credit left. It becomes a safety net, but it's a safety net with giant holes in it. Relying on credit instead of a real emergency fund is a recipe for disaster. The damage from a maxed out card is severe. The most obvious problem is the interest. If you have a $10,000 balance on a card with a 20% interest rate, you are racking up about $2,000 in interest charges per year. That's money you're burning, getting nothing in return. It also demolishes your credit score. A big part of your score is something called credit utilization, which is the amount of credit you're using compared to your total limit. When you max out your cards, your utilization is 100%, and that screams high risk to lenders. Now for one of the sneakiest traps out there, the rewards card. The credit card companies are masters of marketing. They dangle these juicy carrots in front of you. Cashback, airline miles, hotel points. They make you feel like you're a genius for spending money. They tell you, you're spending the money anyway, why not get rewarded for it? It sounds so logical, so smart. But here's the truth, folks. The rewards game is a rigged game, and the house always wins. The banks have done the math. They know that people who chase rewards almost always end up spending more money than they would have otherwise. The psychology is brilliant. When you know you're getting 2% cash back on groceries, you might not think twice about throwing some extra unneeded items into your cart. You justify it by thinking, well, I'm getting a discount. When you need to spend a certain amount in 3 months to get a big sign-up bonus of airline miles, you suddenly find all sorts of things you need to buy. The rewards program changes your behavior. It disconnects you from the reality of your spending. You're not thinking about the $100 you just spent. You're thinking about the 200 points you just earned. It turns spending into a game you are destined to lose. Let me give you a reality check. Studies have shown that people spend up to 18% more when they pay with plastic instead of cash. So, you might get $50 in cash back, but you spent an extra $200 to get it. Does that sound like a good deal to you? You're not beating the system is beating you. This last mistake might seem small, but it can cause huge problems. It's the mistake of ignoring your credit card statements. The envelope comes, the email comes. You just toss it aside without looking. I know I spent a lot, I don't want to see the damage. I have autopay set up so I don't need to check it. This is lazy and dangerous. Your credit card statement is a detailed report of your financial activity. Ignoring it is like driving your car with your eyes closed. You might be fine for a little while, eventually, you are going to crash. Ignoring your statement opens you to two major risks. Fraud. Criminals test accounts with tiny charges. A $1.99 charge from an unknown company might be a test. If you don't catch it, bigger fraud can follow. Billing errors, double charges, refunds not applied. If you don't review your statement line by line, you're giving away hard-earned money. Here's what to do every month. Sit down with your statement. Don't do it while watching TV. Give it your full attention. Go through every transaction. Ask, did I make this purchase? If you don't recognize something, call the credit card company immediately. 10 minutes now could save hundreds or thousands later. Simple habit. Responsible person. In control of their money. We've walked through the story of Alex and we've exposed the 5 biggest credit card mistakes that get people into trouble. Paying only the minimum, making late payments, maxing out the cards, chasing rewards, ignoring your statements. Each one of these is a thread in a web of debt that can trap you for years. It robs you of your income, your peace of mind, your future. The credit card companies have spent billions to convince you debt is normal. They sell this piece of plastic as the key to the good life. It is a lie. The truth. You don't need a credit card to be successful. You don't need to borrow money to build wealth. The path to financial peace isn't managing debt, it's eliminating it. It starts with a decision. Decide to stop borrowing. Decide to face your finances head on. Change your behavior, not just shuffle numbers. Get mad at your debt and decide you'll control your money, not the other way around. You work too hard to give your money away in interest and fees. The plan is simple. A written budget, a starter emergency fund of $1,000. Use the debt snowball, smallest to largest. As you pay off each debt, you'll feel hope and momentum. This is about more than money. It's about changing your family tree. Freedom to be generous. Save for the future. Live without the constant stress of owing someone something. It is possible. I see people do it every single day. So today, right now, make that decision. Take out your credit cards and a pair of scissors. Cut them up. A powerful symbolic act. You are in charge now. You can do this. Take control of your money and you'll take control of your life. Start today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to join the conversation.